Hello, my name is John Horn. I'm Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Sioux Tools. And it's my pleasure today to introduce to you the latest product innovation from the company, our RO series random orbital sander. But before I get into the design features of this new tool, let me ask you a question. The last time you had an opportunity to go through a plant utilizing sanders, did you take note of the different size of hands? Did you notice left-handed users, right-handed users? Did you also notice there are more females today joining our workforce, bringing to us the challenges of their smaller, petite-sized hands? Did you also notice how the operators have a preferred position that they prefer to hold the sander? And if you noticed all that, then you are truly going to appreciate some of the design attributes of this sander. Now I know right now you're all saying out there, but that sander, John, looks no different to any other sander on the marketplace. Well, yes, you're somewhat right. They all look very similar. You have an operating paddle, a grip, an output shaft. But this tool is truly unique, and let me show you why. You'll notice the first thing is I can remove this grip. Why is that important? Take a look at the design. See, it's elliptical in shape. See the larger dimension at the top, narrow at the bottom? That allows you to orient that grip in your palm so you find the perfect position for your hand size. Whether you're right-handed or left-handed, small-handed or large-handed, you will find a position that is comfortable for you personally. For me, I have found the comfort position right there. A female would more than likely orient it into that position for the most optimum comfort. Once you have found that position, then you are able to orient that grip onto the sander based upon how you personally like to hold that sander. Let me show you. Before I do, notice on the inside of the cover, there are 24 locations here. They are notched, so that once the grip is in place, it will not want to shift and move on you. Simply reapply the grip, and now I have found the most comfortable position for me personally. You may obviously find a different position. If you were left-handed, you would find a position over here more comfortable to you. Let me also show you the operating lever. Notice the curvature. Why is the curvature important? Look at the palm of your hand. Notice that it's not flat, it has curvature to it. Unlike the sanders available today, notice how the operating paddle is just dead straight. By designing the power lever the way that we have, what you will notice is that we have eliminated all the pressure points from the grip and the paddle. And why is that important? The fact that operators will use this tool for 6 to 8 hours a day, it is therefore important that they have the ultimate in operator comfort that we as a company can give them in the design of a sander. The more comfortable the operator, obviously the more productive he or she is going to be. While we were conducting our engineering and market research into the random orbital sanders available today and the likes and dislikes there in the marketplace, and that was the concern about the disassembly and the reassembly of the air motor that's inside the housing. And I'd like to take a few moments and show you how simple it is to extract and reassemble the air motor in our new sander. The starting point is to remove the locking ring. Once you have removed the locking ring, it is then simply a question of extracting the motor from the housing. Now, before I reassemble the two components, let me take an opportunity while I have the motor out to go through some very important design attributes of the motor. First, you'll notice the motor is actually suspended in two rubber elements, which is reducing the amount of vibration that is transmitted from the motor back through the housing back to the operator. Notice the O-ring. The O-ring separates the motor from the air intake to the exhaust. On the underside of the motor, there is a patented feature which we refer to as our dust protection shield. That protection shield is protecting the double-stacked bearing on the front end of the motor from the contamination that is typically generated through the use of the sander. But perhaps the most important design attribute of this motor is the counterbalance weight. And why is that so important? This is where the vibration is generated, is from the offset and the counterbalance. This counterbalance is precisely machined for each of the orbits that we have available in our program. The 3/32 orbit has a specific counterbalance. So does the 3/16 and also the 3/8. That eliminates the vast majority of the vibration that is generated in this motor package and protects the operator as best we can. Now, to reassemble the motor, it is as simple as this step. You will notice in the housing that there is a permanent marker. In the motor, there is a location pin. Simply align those two elements. The motor drops in place. Reapply the locking ring. Seat the motor and lock the motor back in place. Now at this point, you would have to utilize the special locking ring wrench that is available from the company and ensure to apply 200 inch-pounds of torque, and you have then locked this motor correctly into the housing. It is as simple as that. What I'd like to do now is to show the performance of the tool. That is something very difficult to do via this media and this video. But I'm going to attempt to show it to you with what we call the one-finger test. Let me show you. You notice that I'm applying very little pressure. The tool does not want to walk on me. Let me show you one of our earlier models, our Model 890. Let me try the one-finger test with the Model 890 sander. Not very good. Notice how it wants to jump? It's impossible. I cannot control this sander the same way that I can control the new RO series sander. The Sioux RO series sander program consists of 60 models in total. Your options available to you are pad sizes of 3, 3.5 inch, 5 inch and 6 inch. Orbits are available in fine, which is the 3/32, the standard, which is this model here, of 3/16, and there's also a coarse available of 3/8. When I talk about the orbits available, it's important now to note that each of those orbits comes with its own distinct color of locking ring so that you can easily identify the orbit that is in use throughout the shop. The standard 3/16 comes with a black locking ring, the fine 3/32 with a red, and the coarse with a gray. Your next choice in sander is the vacuum system. This is the standard sander. There is no vacuum system attached to this. You would typically use this with a downdraft table. This model here is for utilization with a central vac system. You would either attach the hose to your central vac system in the plant, or you could simply attach it to a shop vacuum system. And finally, we have the Venturi type, the self-generation vacuum system, which discharges into a bag. And then finally, you have the choice of two pads, either the pressure sensitive, which we are using here for this demonstration, or the hook and loop system. In closing, I'm sure that you will agree with me that the new RO series sander from Sioux Tools has some very unique features and benefits. But perhaps the most important feature of all is the simple fact that you can tailor make this sander to form the operator's preference of both grip and orientation, thereby getting the optimum productivity out of the operator. I challenge you now, take the sander for a spin around your shop. I promise you, you will not want to put it down.